Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all. And I'm popping into, like I say in the title, I think I wrote in the title that I'm catching up with whoever's in chat. It's open panel, so anybody can come up and join me if they want to. If you don't, then that's completely fine as well. I don't have, as usual, I don't have a particular topic in mind, but I thought I'd come up here and talk about a few things that are on my mind lately and hopefully have a few people in here so then I can talk about what is on their mind. Um, I've been having a lot of issues with the internet on my phone. I don't have other apparatuses to go through at this point in time, but if I'm here, I'm here, and anyone can talk and anyone can be here, anyone can be on panel as long as you're respectful. But no, like I said, it's just a lot of people out there are still discussing the Chris Watts case, and congratulations to them for having the heart to do that. I personally don't, but I will be discussing it a little bit here and there, but I'm not going to go into it as much as some other creators are. And like I said, kudos to them for having the stomach to be able to continue talking about it. Hey, Melody, how you doing, sweetheart? Hope everything is well. I haven't really been up to much myself, to be honest with you all. I've been trying to keep cool because it's summer here in Australia and we have days where it's like really, 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 for me, it's really, really, really hot. And then some days we have which are quite pleasant. So, it's a little bit in between everything. But I have been like not necessarily following it, but hearing a lot about how Priscilla Presley is contesting Priscilla is contesting Lisa Marie Presley's will, and I, for one, find that absolutely disgusting because I don't know if it's true, is because apparently her signature wasn't her signature on her will. Now, I don't know how it works in different parts of the world, but sorry. Oh, see, I'd love to get snow here, but I wouldn't want the cold to go with it. Like, I love the cold weather, but I think that snow is just like, pushing it a little bit. As long as you're keeping warm, Melody, and drinking lots of warm cocoa, or as we say over here in Australia, hot chocolate, as warm. But like I said, she's contesting the will because the signature didn't match Lisa Marie's. Now, I think personally that she would have had how can I put it? When Lisa Marie was alive, that's when she should have actually gone to Lisa Marie and said, "Hey, listen here, these signatures don't match." But last time I checked, you actually have to have a witness to signing some legal documents such as a will. I think it's in very, very poor taste that she's doing it, but if she's doing it signature on her will was in fact fraudulent, then that's great. But do it privately. You don't need to make it cool. Hot chocolate, the big thing. If you have suspicion or anything like that, but it's about her trust. So my curiosity has peaked sort of to say, well, if it's about her trust, has that got to do with Graceland or anything like that? But like I said, if you're going to contest a will, whether you're famous or whether you're not, do it privately. Why go public with it? Hey, GMD, how you doing? Or Gina, how you doing, sweetheart? Good to see you, hon. It just, for me, it makes me sick to think that she's doing this and she's making it so public. And I have an Android phone, and I was going through Google, as I do, to read the headings and try to anyway. And what happened is that I also read that Priscilla has broken her silence about how Lisa Marie reacted to the death of her father. So Whether that is old news or new news, I'm getting really fed up with that woman. She needs to let things go. She needs to let Elvis and Lisa Marie rest in frickin' peace because of the fact that she's contesting the will. She's making all these stories. Like, when Priscilla, my heart goes out to you. My deepest condolences of the loss of your daughter, and a few years back, the loss of your grandson. But the thing is, though, is that when she lost her father, Priscilla lost her dad a little while ago. And again, my condolences for your loss. I don't understand that out of the thousands, and I mean thousands of pictures that Priscilla had of her dad, all right, with her dad on his own, what have you. She could have posted any picture. She could have even posted a picture of her father with her and her grandchildren and her daughter and her mother, a nice family portrait to say, I lost my father today, blah, blah, blah. Rest in peace, Dad, Godspeed, so to speak. But instead, Priscilla posted a picture of her father with Elvis back in the army days when they met in Germany. Now, I personally think that's also in very, 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 very poor taste. You know, like, it's like she had to make sure that Elvis was part of her dad's passing. And I find it quite disturbing that she did that. Whether she has an interior motive, who knows, who cares, because I'm not a fan of her. I would love to interview her and just ask her, why is it in some interviews you refer to how Elvis was never home, and then in other interviews you're saying he was always home? You know, like how you're saying you weren't allowed to eat seafood around Elvis, and it was upsetting because it used to be one of your favourite foods. But because Elvis was home all the time, you couldn't eat it. But then you go on to do another interview a few months or years later by saying that Elvis was home all the time. But then his part of his Memphis Mafia has come out and said that he didn't travel that often. And that's when he came out with, he was home all the time. I find a lot of your stories, Priscilla, a lot of them, very, very hard to follow. And like I said, my heart and my thoughts and my prayers and thoughts are with you and your family at this hard time. But if you're going to be doing something to disrespect Lisa Marie so badly, why did you have to do it within days of your daughter passing away? And let me talk about the memorial they streamed on YouTube. A lot of the singers were great, but waiting for it to start, you had Elvis songs playing. Yes, Lisa Marie sang with him in some of the ones while we're waiting for it to start. That's a given. But why couldn't you play any of Lisa Marie's music that she wrote and she sang without the backing of her father or her backing her father? Why couldn't you do that? I don't understand. And then when you were up there, thanking people for coming and showing respect for you at the time of, this time of mourning, it was great. But the thing is, though, you didn't talk about how any memory from what I heard and from what I saw. I might have misheard, so I might have to go back and listen to it again. But you didn't mention one thing about your memories with Lisa Marie. And that is quite upsetting to know that your daughter passed away and you're there reading something from your phone instead of looking at the audience and looking at the cameras that you had there so people around the world could watch it. You're reading something from your phone. Now, personally, I'm not a mum. And so it comes down to that if I lost a child, my opening part of the speech would be I was there when she came into this world and I was holding her hand at the end as she left this world. But Priscilla, you didn't say anything like that. You didn't say how it was like to watch her take her first breath in the world and then watch her take her last. You didn't talk. I know that's probably something that you'd want to keep private, but To have, okay, now Axl Rose, once upon a time, a long, long time ago, he was part of a band, he still is, called Guns N' Roses. And he could actually maybe, and I'm using the term loosely there, maybe actually hold a key. He sounded horrible. The song choice you got, November Rain, why that's, okay, maybe that was one of Lisa Marie's favourite songs. I don't know. But it was a very, very weird choice to choose a song based in November when she passed away in January. Just saying. I find a lot of things that Priscilla has done over the years in the memory of Elvis, don't get me wrong, she's done great. She's opened up Graceland to the public and all the rest of that hoo-ha. But the fact that she's contesting Lisa Marie's trust, I don't know if that's got to do with what Elvis left her or just money that she has tucked away for her kids. But the fact that you're contesting that actually hurts a lot of people because of the fact that this trust that you're contesting is money or net worth in general. You're contesting that. So you're taking away money from your grandkids. And I don't get that. I don't get how you can do that. Now, when I saw her at the, I think it was the Oscars, when she was there, she didn't look like a well person. But it's amazing how the paparazzi say it was great to see her out. She looked great. She looked great. And then when she passed away, they was like, oh, there are warning signs that she was not well. Well, why didn't you say anything? You know what I mean? You knew she wasn't well, but then you had her, even though it was only 3 or 4 steps, you had her walking up to a stage to talk to you. You didn't, one interviewer went down to her, yes, but the rest had her coming up on platforms and all this sort of stuff. And, you know, she looked tired. She looked like she was done. She didn't want to be there. She just wanted to be there to support what's his face who portrayed her. I have not seen that movie yet, so I can't judge his portrayal of Elvis Presley, but according to Lisa Marie, he did an amazing job. And Lisa Marie was someone that I admired. You know, she stood up for things that were right, like how if your child suffers from autism or ADHD or ADD or any of those things, she was saying how to give them an alternative to a drug that is going to have your child become dependent on drugs. You know what I mean? So I admired her for that. She opened up a shelter for low-income families. She did all these amazing things. And she married Michael Jackson. She married Nicolas Cage. She married 4 times. And so what? Who cares if she married 20 times? She was probably like Elvis was seeking the Almighty God and all the rest of that. She was probably seeking true love. You know what I mean? So, like, who cares how many times she was married? Who honestly gives a shit? Hang on. She does it because Lisa Marie can't speak for herself. But the thing is, though, it just makes me sad. You know, it makes me very, very sad if there is a motive behind her doing this. Priscilla, that is. And like I said, when Axl Rose sang November Rain, oh my God, at her memorial, I don't care what anyone says, it sounded fucking terrible. And I've always, well, not always, but I've liked Guns N' Roses for a long, long, long time. A dear friend of mine once introduced them to me, and a lot of their great songs, you know, that friend introduced me. But the thing is, though, that was then. Personally, obviously, you don't have enough time to rehearse and all the rest of that hoo-ha and all that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, if you do not think that you are going to be able to get, whether you're speaking or whether you're singing or wherever, if you don't think you're going to be able to give 110% to a performance, don't do it. Please don't do it. I know that sounds horrible, but, you know, hang on. Oh, okay. Thanks for that, Melody. It's probably the fact that I've got my fan on, so I'll lift up my little thing to put it in front of, not on the fan, but in front of the thing. Sorry, Melody. Thank you. But yeah, I don't know who else is in here, so I can't ask if anyone else can hear me without it breaking up. But no, I don't understand the greediness. I don't know if it's got to do with greed. I don't know if she's doing this to protect her grandchildren. But whatever the case may be, Priscilla is the kind of person that has to be in the limelight one way or another. And it makes me physically sick. I might be the only person who feels that way. And if I'm offending any of you who are fans of Priscilla Presley, I'm going to call her proper name, Priscilla Beaulieu, because she wasn't married to Elvis when he died. If he died in 77, she was not married to him. So I've got nothing, but Elvis, even the reason I'm cracking the shits about her using the Presley name is because Elvis stated in his will that Priscilla cannot use the Presley name. And she went back to Beaulieu, her maiden name, for quite a while. But then after about a year or 2 years or so after Elvis had, quote unquote, died, she went back using the Presley name. And she has used that name so much. She's used it to do bed linen. Or Manchester, take your pick of what you want to call it in your part of the globe. She's used that to do a lot of things with that name. And I'm just thinking, how much of that is actually for the good? And it makes me sad. But this isn't going to be a long live, guys. I'll probably come back later tonight and, do another one because I've hardly slept. But yeah, I'm just at the point where it's like, enough is enough, Priscilla. It's time to step back and shut up for a while. Like I said, my heart goes out to you. I am so sorry for the loss of your daughter. I am. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I do. But there is one person out there who, well, so sorry, I should take that back. There are going to be 3 people, immediate people, that are going to be affected by what you're doing. And that is your granddaughters. Yeah, I'm just waiting for Priscilla now to come out. Exactly. They talk a lot of crap about them when they've passed because they can't be here to defend themselves. Now, I unfortunately never got to meet Lisa Marie Presley. I would have absolutely loved to have met her. So I'll be the voice that actually defends her. Even though it's not my place, I'm not going to get any gratitude for it, but I will defend Lisa Marie. I'm just waiting now for Priscilla to come out with the real reason my daughter married Michael Jackson is Lisa Marie generally loved Michael. Okay? Their marriage didn't work out because Michael wanted children and Lisa Marie didn't with him. She didn't want children with Michael. So that was the fallout of their marriage at the end of the day. And that's what we've been told. But at the same time, we don't know what went on, and that's none of our business all these years later. It's 4:39 p.m. here. It's early for you, Melody. But like I'm saying, it pisses me off that people think that they have the right to disrespect. I think there needs to be like a gag order on people, celebrity-wise, that when a celebrity passes away, it needs to be at least 20 years before anyone can speak ill of them or speak of them in any sense. Now, I haven't, like, I admit this, and I'm not going to say who it is, but I speak to one of Elvis's ex-girlfriends. I don't speak to her a lot, but I speak to her now and again. And she is the most level-headed, beautiful person that I've spoken to when I'm speaking to people about Elvis outside of my own mother. You know what I mean? Like, I could talk to my mum about Elvis till the cows come home, and we just, go back and forth with banter about it, and it's great. But to talk to her, she's never written a book. She has actually got respect for the Presley name, and yet there's Priscilla going around like flapping her gums about everything she possibly could. And like I said, it's only a matter of time. Like, I might get doxxed for this because I'm being disrespectful to her, but you can only dox somebody if it's not true. Just remember that, like I heard that from True Tamp when I was listening to a little bit of her live this morning. You can only not dox someone, but discriminate or whatever the words are. I can't remember the term she used, but you can only get in trouble is if what you're saying is not true. So if this live gets taken down because I've bullied or harassed, and I find it quite funny personally. But you see, I always say freedom of speech on my channel. Hang on, sorry. Exactly right, Melody. I couldn't agree more. But I just think it's disgusting. Like, I'm not wanting to know the ins and outs of how Elvis refused to make love to Priscilla after she fell pregnant. Do any of us need to know that? No. Because at the end of the day, that was Elvis's choice. Didn't stop him sleeping with other women, though. Oh, fuck no. But him not sleeping with Priscilla after she fell pregnant, well, here's an idea. Why didn't you go on the pill hunt? Why didn't you go on any kind of contraception to prevent the birth of your child 9 months exactly to the day after you got married? Why didn't you do something to prevent that? Why should it have had to have been up to Elvis to do that? I don't know. Yes, Elvis is awesome. Not a big fan of him as much as I used to be, but I have respect for him in a sense. Like, I love his music, and he had an absolutely sexy smile. And not much of an actor, no offense. But yeah, I just think that what needs to happen now is that we all need to get a petition happening to prevent Priscilla being buried at Graceland. She's got no right to be there, in my personal opinion. She's not a Presley by blood. And you might all be thinking, well, hang on, what about Benjamin? You've got to remember, he was 50% Presley because his mum was Lisa Marie. I'm surprised that I'm surprised that Priscilla didn't try and convince the people at Graceland to let her parents be buried at Graceland. Hey, sweetheart, how you doing, JD's Goo? And Matt, hello, my darling. But like I said, it just makes me so angry when I read that Priscilla contests will of daughter's trust. When I read that, I was fuming. Like, it's a good thing I didn't do the live when I first read that, because I would have gone absolutely fucking bunta, ballistic, apeshit, whatever term you want to use, I would have. And I think that, like I said, that I think that Priscilla is trying to claim rights to Graceland so that way she can still reap the benefits of having it open as a museum to Elvis. And then she can still, because I don't know if this is fact, so forgive me if I'm wrong. I've been told that Graceland rakes in close to $100 million a year due to tourists, due to the stuff they do, because a lot of the exhibitions at Graceland are an additional cost. You know what I mean? Like, you get the tour of downstairs and you get to go see the jungle room and all of that sort of stuff. And then I've been told to go see the cars and all that sort of stuff. It's an additional cost. Now, if that is the case, why? But like I said, it just makes me angry that people out there have actually said to me that I'm being harsh on Priscilla. Okay, I'm being harsh on Priscilla, but here's the funny thing, though. She can still defend herself. She can defend herself against a little Aussie like me. She can. Can Elvis, if Elvis did, quote, pass away, unquote, in 77, can he defend himself when she's defaming him? Can Lisa Marie now defend herself against her own mother no is the answer to them. You know what I mean? Like, it makes me sad to think that there are people who think I'm being harsh. I can't have respect for a woman who, you know, still at times still refers to herself, you know, and in an it was Elvis by the Presleys. It's on YouTube. I can't post it, but she was saying about how when Elvis would go off to the movies to do movies and stuff, she was once a girl, the girl left behind. Honey, I can guarantee you that when Elvis got on that plane from Germany, he was so fucking glad that he was away from you. And the reason he married you is because of pressure from your parents, whether you deny that or not, or admit that or not. You know, you wouldn't leave him alone. You would send him letters. You would send him records. You would send him all these things. Because you think about it, okay? If you didn't write to Elvis first, obviously Elvis has links to everything, but how did he find out where you lived? If you didn't write to him first. You know what I mean? Like, and he was probably scared that you're going to go to the press and say what happened. So, of course, he had to keep in sweet with you and your family. So, nothing was told about him. But the moment he fucking died, you couldn't wait to run your mouth. All I'm saying is just let Lisa and let Elvis, if they, well, Lisa Marie has passed away, but let Elvis rest in peace, Priscilla. Just shut up. All right. Like, okay, you didn't get to eat seafood because Elvis was always home and he didn't like the smell of seafood. But then on another interview, he was never home. And it's like, well, which is it? You know what I mean? Like, you've been told that, you know, Elvis used to spoil your daughter when she was young, like a mink coat and a diamond ring. And you took him away from Lisa Marie and told Elvis not to buy her such extravagant things. By all means, you as her mum, you have the right. But were you jealous because he wasn't buying it for you anymore? Like, far out. Elvis wouldn't have bought her those things if he couldn't afford them and didn't think his baby girl deserved them. I'm sorry if I've offended anybody by my live today. I just get very, very angry with what she comes out with. You know, it's like she was marrying the king of rock and roll, and she looked like she put a tablecloth or a fucking hairdressing fucking cape over her. She didn't even look as though it was a wedding dress. The only thing that made it look like a wedding dress is the fact that she put a veil on her freaking head. Sorry, that was probably a bit mean. But, okay, Elvis didn't like large prints and stuff. But if I was going to marry Elvis, my dress would have been much nicer than that bloody thing. Oh, I don't know. Speculations have it that she was pregnant when they got married and all the rest of that sort of stuff. I can almost sense it. Not saying there is, but I can almost sense it that there is a Priscilla Presley tell-all memoir, and that will be released after she passes away. I can almost feel it. I might be way off, and if I am, so be it. But I've got a feeling there is. Because for someone who was constantly cheating on his wife to say he never touched her sexually, as in never had sex with Priscilla before they were married, you want to air your dirty laundry about your sex life with Elvis, I'll air yours, Priscilla. How is it that that's possible for someone who was supposedly a sex maniac, didn't touch her after she fell pregnant, after the 6 months or so, second trimester or whatever you call it, but yet he was always sleeping with all these other women that behind Priscilla's back. But yet for the whole 6 years, she was living at Graceland. He never, ever, ever, ever touched her. Please, someone help me understand that. Because I sure as hell don't understand it. But each to their own. It makes me wonder if he did marry Anne Margaret, would he still be alive? I think that Anne Margaret and Elvis definitely made a beautiful, cute little couple. But, unfortunately that didn't work out. But like I said, hang on. I know what I'll do. I will stop talking about her for a bit. But I don't want to because I'm so angry. I just don't understand how some people think that, and like I said, it just says that she's contesting Lisa Marie's trust. So if someone can help me understand, does that mean like the part of the estate that belongs to the Presley name? Like, is that the part she's contesting, or what is it that Lisa, Priscilla, sorry, I keep calling, sorry, Priscilla, I don't mean to disrespect your memory by doing that. I'm so sorry. I personally would love to know. So if anyone can actually find out, please, by all means, keep me posted, because I would absolutely love to know. But if she's taking, I just got a message. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Sorry. A dear friend of mine has just recovered from COVID, and so I had to respond to them, so they didn't think I was ignoring them, because I don't want them to ever think that. So no, so they're feeling better. Unfortunately, spell check, autocorrect, I should say. Sorry, put it down to how you feeding when it should have been feeling. So I apologize for that. Oh, hang on. Elvis can spend. Yeah, exactly right, Melody. Exactly right. And this is where I get like I said, I might be way over the line that it's not even a dot to me anymore. And I might not see the line for what it's worth or anything like that. So if I'm out of, like I said, I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm just being brutally honest. Like, I don't understand her. At the Oscars, when they're walking around, how they introduced her. Oh, the woman of rock and roll. And they're like, Priscilla, but what the hell? She never released a song. If she did, I'm sorry, but I think it would be enough to have dogs all over the world howling. But the thing is, though, I'm sorry, but how is she that? She's not. She is she's a horrible woman. And like I said, I'm sorry, but I cannot have respect for a woman who has done nothing in the last 20 years that I can recall, but say, when did she ever come out with something nice that Elvis did for her? Like she did a lot of bad shit to him. She cheated on him, but then came across as the victim when it came out that Elvis cheated on her. It's like, it makes me so fucking angry. And I am now going to open up the panel for people to come up here if they want to and have their say, because I would love to have other people's opinions heard, because it's good to have other people's opinions on what they think about what Priscilla's doing. And like I said, if you think I'm being harsh, tell me I'm being harsh. If you think I'm being spot on, then tell me I'm being spot on. But if you have your own input on what I'm saying and want to say something different, then by all means, please come up and join me on panel. Don't be afraid. I'm not a bad person. I don't bite. Feel free to come up and voice what you think about what I'm saying, or what you think that Priscilla's doing by contesting this will. Feel free to come up and voice your opinion, because every time I do a topic like this or talk true crime, I want people to feel as though that they have a voice on my panel and on my channel to be able to say what they're thinking. So please know the StreamYard link is in chat. Feel free to pop up and voice what you're thinking. You don't have to show your face. You can change your name if you need to for protection for yourself. That's completely fine. But like I said, I just would love to have other people's opinions of what they think about the passing of Lisa Marie Presley, and to let me know, like I would love to be able to know that she's at peace, but I've got a feeling in my gut that she's not. And for me, it's upsetting to know that she's going through this turmoil where she's wanting to be here she wants to be back here. She wants to protect her daughters, but she can't because she's already crossed over, and she's devastated by that. And that's my gut instinct telling me that, because I'm like, again, I could be way off. So if you want to pop up here, please feel free. I'm not going to just turn around and say, oh, you can't say that. You can say whatever you want to say. If you want to come up and change the topic, feel free to do that too. If you just want to come up and say g'day, panel's open for everybody. If I see you backstage and I don't want you up here, then you won't be coming up. But everybody is welcome, as long as you are respectful to me and you're respectful to the people in chat. They're the only thing I request of people. And if you're going to be bringing up something that could potentially upset people, to put this might be a trigger at the beginning of what you're going to say. So please feel free to come up and join me. If you don't want to, that's fine. Hey, Matt, if you're still in here, are you still in Australia, hon? Or have you gone back to your homeland? Well, the way she gets her makeup done these days, you'd think she was queen of the dessert. That's for sure. But like I said, it's open panel, guys, so please feel free to come up and join me and voice your opinions of what I've been saying today. And like I said, if you think that I'm harsh, tell me I'm harsh. That's completely fine. I'm not one of those channel creators that if I say something, then open my panel and allow people to say what they think. I'm not going to be able to take it, because at the end of the day, I want people to tell me if I'm saying something out of line or if I'm whatever, like, please let me know. It'd be great. Feedback is very important. I'd rather have the feedback on my panel live than struggle to read your comment. If you go, you're really harsh, I'd rather people tell me, and I can acknowledge it and I can thank them for their feedback in person, so to speak, or in real time. Because for some reason, I'm not getting notifications when people comment on my videos. Oh, and please hit the thumbs up if you've got a chance to. I'd appreciate the support that way. If you want to support me other ways, that link is in my description. No pressure from me to anyone with that. But like I said, it's sad that she's doing all this, and it's like the press is like eating it up. Hey, Mama Stone, how you doing, sweetie? Oh. Oh, it's all right. I just appreciate when you do come in here, though. Mama Stone, you're an absolute sweetheart, and I've never forgotten you, honey. Hey, Rosaline, how you doing, gorgeous? But like I said, like, I want people to tell me if I am being harsh. I don't think I am being. I think I'm actually being, how can I put it? Truthful, honest about how she'll do anything to grab the attention. Her daughter dies and the attention's on how she died, but then Priscilla comes out with this lawsuit. Yep. What do you know? It's not about you, Priscilla. Can we just focus on what happened to Lisa Marie? Okay, we know she went into cardiac arrest at home. We know this. And then when she was in hospital, You actually said to the doctors that if she goes, this is what I've heard, okay? Keep in mind, I'm in Australia, guys. So if this is wrong, I apologise, but this is what I've heard in Australia. She was admitted into hospital, but at the time of going to the hospital, they detected a faint pulse. So that was a good sign. But then when they got to the hospital, Priscilla had stated that if she goes into cardiac arrest, she didn't want any heroic measures to be taken to revive her daughter because her daughter would have been brain dead. Now, I don't know if that is true. At the end of the day, the only person that knows if that was true at all would have been the doctors. And maybe if Priscilla gave a shit, maybe her. And I apologize if I've got that wrong. Okay, so like I said, it's just the fact that living in Australia, it's very, very hard to decipher what stories what and what's happening there and what's not happening and all the rest of that. So, like I said, if I'm wrong, and I mean if I am, which I could very well be, I apologize from the bottom of my heart for that to the Presley estate. I apologize. But if I'm right, like she was in a coma and then apparently she went into cardiac arrest again, and or she got into hospital and then she went into cardiac arrest and then they put her in a coma. I don't know, because the thing that sucks about living in Australia when something like this happens in a different part of the world, we get little fragments of the story. But when Princess Diana passed away, oh my fucking God. Conspiracy overdrive. Oh, the Queen had something to do with her death because she was going to marry an Arab, or she was pregnant to someone of a different color, and that wouldn't have looked good for the royal family, and all this sort of hoo-ha. We heard the ins and outs of all that bullshit. So it comes down to, like I said, if I am wrong about what I've said about Priscilla at all today, or how Lisa Marie Presley passed away, I apologise to her children. I apologise to Mindy Miller. I apologise to Linda Thompson. I apologise to anyone that was connected to Lisa Marie in her younger years, her older years, or towards her death. I apologise wholeheartedly if I've offended any of you, if you happen to be listening. I'm not apologising to you, Priscilla, because I think that you're a horrible person. And that's never going to change. And if you want to confront me anytime, I will welcome you on my panel. And I would welcome you to tell me why you have double takes on certain things. I would interview you like you should be interviewed. All right? I'm not going to be one of those reporters who goes, oh, I get to interview Priscilla Presley. She's not a Presley anymore. She is an unless she married Elvis a few days or years or months or so before he died, and she remarried him, she's not his widow. She's all she is to the Presley name is an ex. And I'm sorry if I'm upsetting anybody. You know what I mean? And like I said, please, someone come up here and shut me up and keep me company so we can get other people's perspective on this. Because everybody's opinion on my panel is welcome and, excuse me, and valued. Excuse me for that cough. But yeah, I just want people to have an opinion. Voice what you're feeling. If you want me to change the topic, come up here and bring up a change of topic. But if you're not going to come up, then you're going to have to listen to my shit more. And that's okay. I just want people to be knowing that my channel is open panel just about all the time. No one is going to be disrespected on my panel. No one's going to be told that they can't have that opinion, because it's the same when I was talking Chris Watts. Everybody's entitled to an opinion. And because you think about it, it's the same with any crime story. Every single case starts off with an opinion. And whether your opinion's proven right or whether your opinion's proven wrong, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, difference of opinion, in my opinion, is what makes the world go round. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. Everyone's entitled to have free speech. Every person on my panel or in chat is allowed to say whatever the fuck they want. I am not monetized. I never want to be monetized. I don't think, anyway. It comes down to, The only monetizing that goes on in my chat is if there's one of my mods are in here and they see something that's inappropriate and they delete the comment. That's it. But that's up to each individual mod. If they think something's inappropriate, they have the right to delete that. That's fine. They have my consent to do that. But I don't want you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing, because everybody has a different way of taking criticism or feedback or anything like that. I want everybody to know that my channel's not run by what do you call it, with an iron sword or whatever the term is, with an iron fist. There you go, that's the term. My chat's not monitored like that. Every single person is allowed to have an opinion. Every single person's allowed to voice that opinion. Whether I agree or not, it doesn't matter, because it's your opinion. And I want people to always remember that about my chat, is the fact that it might not be the best thing to say, but if it is something that is playing on your mind and you need to get it off your chest, by all means, you see me live, come and talk about it. Don't feel as though that you have to bottle it up or anything like that. Hang on. Matt, you missed the part where I said about how Axl Rose sounded absolutely terrible singing November Rain. I'm sorry, hun. Yes, it was great to see him, but he looked like he was struggling to breathe. I was waiting for him to fall down face first on the stage, to be honest with you. I thought that the song choice title, like the song he sang, poor choice. The person to sing it, poor choice. But that, again, that's my opinion. And Matt has just voiced his, and I think that's awesome. And I love you all that are letting me vent. It means a lot, thank you. But like I said, I am going to go because no one's coming up to join me. Oh, hang on, there is someone backstage. Shit, sorry, I didn't even hear the beep. It's one of my favorite girls.
Hey,
Hello.
hey, sweetie,
Hello,
how are
darling.
you?
I'm
It is
good.
lovely, lovely to see you. Lovely to see
Uh,
everybody in chat.
yes, I'm being very passionate about what I think of Priscilla Presley.
So I gathered. I just got here like 2, 3 minutes ago, so I'm not. I was wondering what the heck are we talking about today. I am not at all a true crime follower or celebrity follower, so I really have no opinion on this whatsoever. I
Oh,
mean,
that's fine.
so
I just wanted to get it all out of my system so then people can know where because I've had a few people messaging me, oh, how do you feel about Priscilla contesting Lisa Marie's will? And I'm like, oh. So I
well,
thought I'd better voice it.
people are free to do what they want, right? It doesn't mean
Yeah, but
anything's
it's
going to
just
come of
sad
it.
though. Like, if she knew there was a bit of a hiccup in her daughter's will, she should have addressed it when her daughter was alive.
I agree with that. If
You
she
know, like,
and the thing is there was their relationship? I mean, it's not for me to judge, but was their relationship a reciprocal one? I mean, did they actually interact, or
well,
is she just trying to go for the family fortune because her name?
that's what I think she's doing because at the awards ceremony where Lisa Marie was spotted 2 days before her passing, Lisa Marie and Priscilla, the only time you saw them together is when they were at the table. And Lisa was sitting there and she looked really discomfort, like felt like she was in discomfort. But there's Priscilla with a big, Cheshire grin on her face. My name got mentioned.
But
And
we
she's
could
putting her
read it.
hand close to her heart. And I'm thinking, Priscilla, check on your daughter, man. Like, don't be like ignoring her. And at
Stop.
one stage, you could actually, oh, well, I can't see properly, as we all know, but I could actually see that she looked like she was trembling, as in Lisa Marie.
But the thing is, there's so many um body language cues that we can misread readily. And there's no way that we as individuals, this is why I do not appreciate true crime as others do, because there's only so much we can assume or suppose, or I can't find the other word. But we don't know. We don't know what's going
Exactly.
on in their heads. We don't know what their interpersonal relationship is like. We just don't know. We can assume from the body language, we can be way off base, but we can assume certain things. Even when I'm sitting here, I'm on camera and you happen to not be on camera, people can assume things by what they see or not. I mean,
Yeah,
people are people, and they will God, it goes back to, for me, it goes back to the four agreements. People will see things from their own viewpoint and from their own experiences. So my
exactly.
experience is very, right? So my experience is different from yours. Yours is different from Matt's. Matt's is different from Jody, and on and on. But the thing is, we can come here and at least experience things together and get to know
Exactly
one
right.
another on a different rate. So I'm happy about that. But this whole Presley thing, I didn't appreciate him as a singer. I didn't appreciate anything. I'm just I'm just a
No,
horrible
I just
person.
think that, like, for me, I think it comes down to the fact that he was one of the musicians I was actually allowed to enjoy when I lived with my ex, and he wasn't threatened by him, so to speak. So I think
Wow.
that has a lot to do with it, and also the fact that Elvis bonds my mother and I together. So I think
Well,
that's
that's
also why I
nice.
appreciate him as a musician and all that sort of stuff. But like I said, I wanted to get all this frustration out about her, because there's another one that said that Riley is disappointed in grandmother Priscilla for contesting the will.
I don't
And when
even
I
know
read
who Riley
that, yeah,
is.
Riley was Lisa Marie's oldest daughter.
So she had more than one child? See, I don't even
She
know these people.
Okay, well, Lisa Marie was a product of Elvis's sperm with Priscilla's egg, and they
Right.
produced a child named Lisa Marie.
Okay.
And
That I
sorry,
knew, but I
oh,
didn't
okay,
know.
cool.
And I knew Lisa Marie at one point was with Michael Jackson.
Yes, she was. And I'm
But
waiting for Priscilla to come out with a story about this is why my daughter married Michael.
yeah, that's going to happen. Who knows? People are so funny. And people would buy that
No,
book
I'm
too,
waiting
wouldn't they?
for it. Like, okay, everyone
Mm.
in America, stay tuned to your news headings. You're going to get that. Because I can guarantee she's going to do everything in her power to make sure that people look at Lisa Marie as though she's not the best person. You know what I mean? And that's what
Oh, that's
upsets
such a
me.
shame. Yeah, I
And
can
like,
understand that.
I just think that when people, celebrity wise, I reckon there needs to be, especially with Priscilla, there needs to
Mhm.
be like 100-year gag order on her. But like, even though people out such as yourself who aren't massive fans or even fans a little bit of Elvis Presley, the thing is though, for her to come out with the stuff that she out with about him, and how it's just, 1 minute it's this and then the next minute it's that and then it's this, then it's that. I personally feel like a ping pong ball going back and forth on a ping pong table,
So you're
because it's
referring
like
to
she can't keep it straight.
what the ex-wife is doing? Right,
Yeah,
because
because
Lisa
every
Marie's
time,
gone.
yeah, because
Right, okay.
she's a cow. Like, I'd challenge her to come up here and confront me, and I would say to her exactly what I'm really thinking. I challenge
I
Priscilla
would love
Presley.
that. Wouldn't that be awesome?
I would. That would be
Great.
like a big, like, oh my God moment, because I know I was told, I'm not going to say by who, but from a very, very reliable source, at the time that Elvis passed away, one of the people that Elvis was dating at the time, she wasn't allowed to go on the Lisa Marie jet with Priscilla to Graceland. She had to find her own way there
Oh my word.
to be able to say goodbye to Elvis. And I got told that by somebody, and I was just like, "Are you like what?
Wow.
That's really messed up." Like, because obviously, Priscilla being the ex, but the
Yeah.
fact that she calls herself a Presley still makes me so effing angry. And I've got someone else backstage, I think. Yes,
Yay,
I do.
Matt, come
Melody.
on up. Oh, Melody.
Yes,
Yay.
Melody.
Hello,
Yeah.
Melody.
Hi,
Hi. How are you?
I'm good.
Are
Oh,
you
there
in
you
the
are.
States or are you in Australia?
Canada.
Oh, hey, that's awesome.
We've got Australia, Kansas, and Canada here, girls and boys.
Amazing. Amazing. I love the internet. It's
Oh, so
incredible.
do I. I just love how I can talk and you can hear me like straight away. It's like,
Yeah, it's incredible. So,
what
Melody,
did you?
take on all
Sorry,
this.
go on. I was
No.
just going to say,
Right.
what's your opinion on what I'm saying, Melody? Is she still there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's walking to a place where she
The
can talk.
dog,
She's coming outside
dog-
for probably a smoke like I am.
the dog wanted a treat, so
No,
I do too.
I never get treats anymore.
Actually, I just got home from having a high tea with friends, which was lovely. We hadn't done that in ages.
What is a high tea?
Well, basically, it's tea with let's see, she had some cheeses and some crackers and a nut fruit bowl with craisins and dates and things
Oh, okay, that's definitely
and
not what
different
I thought it was.
and well, it's in her best china, so it was really posh. And
Oh, la di da. I
it
thought
was.
because
And the
when I
thing
first
is,
heard the term high tea, I thought it was where you go to someone's house and you drink a specific tea that gets you high, or you drink tea at a high level.
oh my goodness, it's
Hey,
just
hey, I'm naturally Barbie blonde, so the dumbness really stands out for me.
no, you're fine, you're fine. To me, high tea is just usually between 4 and 6. You have a little bit of a snacky thing that's usually helpful and things that you would not normally eat, kind of extravagant a little bit. She had apricot butter with these lovely crackers. And the tea was chai. We chose that beforehand. So I love chai tea. And
So do I.
you just visit, and we went over. We are both board members of the local credit union. So we went
Oh
over
yeah.
business and we went over. She's also the gal that I have watch my kitty cat while I'm traveling. And as some of you in chat may know, there's a event going on April Fools that I will be traveling to. And so I need to make sure I have my cat sitter lined up. So yeah,
Oh,
it was
cool.
nice. It was nice, to visit with her. It'd been a minute.
Man, your voice is so relaxing, Rosaline.
That's
All right, I'm
'cause
sorry I rang you at work the other day. I'm so sorry.
What's that?
When I rang the other day and added you to a group call when you were at
No,
work,
that was
you
wonderful.
sounded,
Oh my
you
God, it was.
sounded so professional. It was scary.
That's because I happened to be at work at that time. Melody, I don't mean to be taken over here. You could jump in anytime, okay?
I was just waiting because this one is chanking in my ear.
Okay, no, I appreciate it.
No,
Was Melody, weren't you in the group that she added me to that one morning? Was
no, that was
Melody?
Elizabeth. Because
Oh,
Elizabeth
my
wanted to
mistake.
talk to you.
Okay. Oh,
And
I
when
would
she
love.
saw, yeah, because when she said after you got off the phone, she goes, "Who?" That was Rosalie. I'm like, yeah. She goes, there was a certain thing that came up that wasn't Rosalie, and I said, oh, that's her nickname, but don't ever call her that in my chat.
That was probably my legal name.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to say that because
Yeah.
everyone's like, I remember when I first started talking to you, I always thought your name was Rosalie. That was like,
Well, it sort of is.
but no, and I was like, yeah. She goes, she sounded different. I'm like, she was at work. She had to be professional. It was very scary. It was like,
It was my very pleasant,
and I love the
but
response.
very
And how can I help you
businesslike.
today?
Yes, this is so and so. How can I help you today? Because I knew it was you. I could see it was you, but I was at work.
Yeah, I know, but just how you said it though, it was like, and how can I help you today? It's not like, no, some people are like, what the fuck do you want? I'm at work. You? No, it's like, and how can I help you today? I wanted to check and see if you're okay.
Oh my goodness! And
Oh.
it was such a wonderful surprise. It really was.
Well, I
was
saw that you had the green dot there, so I thought she's either home, getting ready for work, or she's just about to go to bed, and it was off on all platforms.
full on at work within the first hour. I think I was within the first hour of work because we're like, okay, this is crap. I'm gonna go talk to Tammy. And then there were a lot of people on their phones that day, so I thought, you know what? I'm not going to play this game. I'll get with you guys later. And I did try and join later, but you guys had already gone. So
Yeah, because I had to get some sleep because I had an appointment early the next day.
yeah, because it's like, okay, I'm going to try and do the math. No, it's like early morning where you are now? Mid-morning?
Yeah, it's 10 to 11 in the morning here.
Oh
So
my
this
God.
is a very rare for me to do a live at this time, but I thought, why
Here,
not?
here it's 5:21 p.m.
And I'm an hour yet
Oh,
ahead of you.
wow.
I'm 6:21.
Okay, so, okay. So I've
So
got to
I'm
make sure I've got
central.
to put, pardon?
My
Melody must
mom,
be
my
Eastern.
family, my mom and my family are 2 hours ahead of me.
Oh my goodness. So they're
That's
They're,
rocking.
it's freaky the time differences, hey?
I know, it's so amazing. And Matt's probably back in, let's see, at this point, he's back in Thailand.
Yeah, Matt, whereabouts are you now? I think I asked you that before.
Where
Jody,
in
did
the
you want to
world
come up?
is Matt?
Matt, do you want to come up? Anyone else? But like I said, I just wanted to be able to. What's your opinion on the Priscilla Presley stuff, Mel?
I'm not really an
Oh, that's your
Elvis
dog.
fan, but
Fucking hell. Oh, it's okay. Sorry,
Is
say
that
that.
two little puppies?
he's no Pomeranian Chihuahua mix.
Just the one? Okay. He moved to that spot so quickly.
Oh, he's such a good little doggy.
No,
I want to get a pet, but I'm not
No.
allowed to have one here, unfortunately.
In time.
I've
I
got a
said as
puppy.
I don't want one. It's just another mouth to feed.
There you go. Even a fish, it's another mouth to feed.
Yeah, like I remember when I was younger, I used to have a big. Well, I didn't. My older brother used to have this huge tank, and fish food used to be only like $2 for like a jar or container of the crap. Now it's like $6, $7, $8 here for like just a small little thing of food. I'm like,
Yeah, everything's gone up.
nah.
It's crazy.
Boring. All they do is swim around, and then you have to clean their crap out after. It's
Exactly.
And like having a cat.
I think having a cat.
Oh,
I like cats, but I won't have one because their piss and their crap just reeks so bad. I can't handle it.
I
oh,
understand.
I grew up with.
You know,
I grew up with
Litter
cats, so I don't want
goes
cats.
to their feet and then it goes all over the place. No.
it depends on the cat. It depends on the owner. I mean, I'm not a cat person, but I own one. Excuse me. I tend one. And she's
Yeah.
very clean. And the odors, as long as I'm on top of keeping things clean, there's none of that. So I was surprised. And when my previous one passed, I got another one. Because while I am a dog person and I miss having a dog in my life, it's a lot more responsibility to me at my age than this cat is. So I couldn't take it out to walk every day in all kinds of weather. I couldn't do that. I don't have a fenced yard, but I miss having a dog. I miss having a big dog. They're so
My
amazing.
brother's dog hugs him.
Dogs that were big, but I like him as a lap dog.
Mm-hmm. It's a cutie.
Like the other day, I was at where was I? I was at my brother's, and as I usually am when I'm not home. And his dog. Like, I've noticed this thing that when my brother goes, "G'day, chapter, how you doing?" His dog either bows to him, like
Aw.
stretches out his front leg and bows. And then when Andy's like annoyed at him, he won't speak to him. I said, Andy, you can't be angry at him for something that you basically put
Right.
in his eye of sight. And he goes, oh, okay. And then he goes, oh, Chapter, it's okay. You know, come up here. And then Chapter crawled, that's my brother's dog's name, crawled up to him and actually hugged him.
Aw.
And it was so freaking cute. And as Andy's having a dig
That's
at me,
adorable.
Chapter's over and putting his, because I don't know what it is about my brother's dog, but I can only pat his head. Anywhere else on him, my skin breaks out and like it itches. But if he licks me, I itch. If I pat his head, I'm fine. And what happened is that I was patting his head and stuff, and then I put my hand down by my side, and sure enough, he put his head in my hand again. So I was like, do that again, kind of thing. It was so cute.
Yeah.
And his dog is so protective of Andy. Like if Andy has people there that are, excuse my friend, well, I swear a lot, that are arseholes to him or have been arseholes to him, Chapter will growl at them. He won't attack them. He'll just growl at them. And I find that really, really cute. Like one time I was not yelling, but I was having a go at Andy, as I usually do. And Chapter was sitting near Andy and looking at me and growling. And until I actually said a sincere apology to Andy and said, just go, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to attack you like that. I apologize. Chapter then came over and was jumping all over me, licking me, trying to anyway, and all that sort of stuff. Otherwise, Chapter wouldn't come near me. He would growl at me if I would step anywhere near Andy when I was yelling at him, or if I point at Andy to try to make a point, he would growl at me. And it's like, far out, Chapter, what
Mind
the
your P's
hell?
and Q's, Missy, right? That's amazing. That's what I
Yeah,
miss
so
about having a dog. You know, the fact that you bond differently and they get you where cats don't give a fuck.
oh no, his
They
cat,
don't.
like his cat was sitting
They don't.
and sleeping, full on sleeping on my lap, and that was fine. I was okay with that. Couldn't move, but I was okay with it. And the thing is, though, as soon as Andy goes and sits down and goes, "Hey, Tiddles," which is his cat's name,
Cute.
the cat wakes up and then like literally pounces from one couch on one side of the room over to the other and lands on Andy and then crawls up and goes to sleep on his lap.
Wow.
I'm like, what was wrong with my lap, you horrible furball?
Yeah, you're not its keeper. You know, you're not the food machine.
He's like when I was once I slept in the lounge room, went to wake Andy up, said, "Look, we've got to go shopping." His dog was on one side of him with his head on the pillow, and then the cat was on the other side of him, stretched out exactly the same way.
Wow.
So Andy had nowhere to move. It's like, oh,
that's nice. I hope he's doing well. When you speak to him, let him know I said hello.
I will do. He's doing very well. Like, I'm a bit annoyed at him with a few things he's been saying lately, but you know, that's him.
Yeah, that's not you.
Nah.
Brothers and sisters, sisters and sisters, brothers and brothers. It's not all meant to be 100% all the time, right?
Yeah, well, that's true. That's what I've got to keep reminding myself of. Like, you know, Andy's been a great support to me and been a great friend as well as a brother. Like last week, I think it was last week. Was it last week I got paid? Whenever I got paid last, I can't remember. I bought a whole bunch of things and Andy cooked them all up for me and everything like that. So, you know, that was sweet. And then this week he goes, oh, you know, if I'm going to be doing that for you, I'm happy to do it, but I'm going to charge you $4 per meal. And I'm like, when you say per meal, do you mean per container or per fry pan of something? And he goes, oh, per container. I'm like, no.
Wow.
That ain't happening, my dear little bro. I can't even, like, because if he cooks up a meal and I get, say, 10 serves out of it, even though I'm buying the food and all that sort of stuff, it's going to cost me $40 on top of that.
Yeah, no.
So I'm saying to him straight out, I said, I'm sorry, but that can't happen. I'll just struggle to do it myself. It's fine.
Tammy, I have your kitty cat on screen. It's a rare occurrence. She doesn't normally sit for this. My cat is on the screen. It's a rare occurrence because she does not normally sit this long.
She wants to make her debut.
No, she's just saying, where's my food? Get up, monkey, where's my food?
That's the thing. Cats, like animals, have it easy. All they have to do all day is sleep, shit, and fucking have their food fed, like given to them, and bark.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He wants to get dressed.
Oh my goodness.
No, I love Melody's dog. It's a good little size. I always wanted a teacup poodle.
I did too. You know, those teeny little, and I don't know if you remember this, but comic books when I was a kid used to have $5 you could have a teacup poodle. The ads on the back. And the sea monkey ads, silly things like that. Bazooka bubble gum. Yeah.
Yeah, like the tiny little poodle or teacup chihuahua, one of the two. But then Paris one, it was just like, yeah, that last you just turned me off him. You know, because she goes, oh, look at it, you're so cute. I'm like, ugh.
Owners make or break the animal, you know?
The only thing I find is dumb is they came out with strollers for dogs.
Yeah.
Why walk your dogs?
I don't think that was a thing here in Australia, but
outside of the store that you can't go in with animals, and someone's gonna think you left your friggin' baby there.
Right. What about strollers for cats? Backpacks for cats
Yeah,
that
it
you
has like
put your
a
cat
plastic
into to
dome
go.
on the front of it, and I'm like, how the fuck does the thing breathe?
Oh well, there's netting on the
Like,
sides. I
no.
looked at
Oh,
them.
and when I see people, like, I've got nothing against anyone who dresses their animals up, but seriously, why would you do that to your animal?
And did the animal give consent?
I do it during the winter because it's freezing, and he has to wear
Yeah,
boots.
that's understandable. But when you dress it up in, like I say, a tutu or something like that, like, I'm sorry, why would you?
See,
No.
like that. That's adorable.
These are his pajamas.
Like, if you want to
Okay.
dress something up, adopt a child.
She put her dog in pajamas. Can you see this, Tammy?
Yeah, just hang on. Yep. Oh,
Dorbs.
see, that's understandable
Adorbs.
because Melody's getting snow at the moment, so that's understandable, you know. Like, but to go out in public with your dog in a freaking tutu, like, seriously, like, your dog, they're not going to come up and go, your dog's gorgeous. Here's my card. Give me a call. I want your dog to do ballet in Swan Lake. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, you're hilarious.
I'm trying to get the topic off what I was talking about.
Hair in a bow tie, and I'm like, because it's a guy.
Right?
Yeah, but like, I've seen things when they put, like, they've got these things over here that you put, when they first started bringing out, this is the first thing they brought out. They brought the things that you put on the back of the dog and then you clip it underneath, and that was considered a coat. Now, far out, you got, like, you know, like you said, tuxedos, you've got tutus, you've got all this other shit. And I'm thinking, no, I'm sorry, but I wouldn't, even if I had a kid, my kid wouldn't even dress like that. So why the fuck would I dress a furball like that?
You know, there's so many things that people do that I will never understand and I will never grasp. And I finally got to the point where it's like, okay, that's their path. That's not my path. I'm okay with this.
Exactly right. It's just, it's frustrating. Like, oh man, what was it? Like, there was this, I can't remember what TV show it was. I think it was Fuller House, where this girl, she had a pet and she called it Tiny, and they thought, the people that, she goes, oh, can you look after my pet Tiny? And they thought it was a dog, and it turned out it was a bloody tarantula.
Oh my.
Now, I'm
God.
sorry, but no. You keep
Oh my.
spiders, snakes away from me. I can't swim. Bit of breaking news for everybody. But the thing is, though, I don't go, as my dad used to say, I don't swim in, as far as sharks go, I don't swim in their bathtub, they don't swim in mine. So,
There you go.
you know, and that's something I've
Yeah.
always agreed with, and something that's always stuck in my head. Anytime I go near the beach, then I'm like, cool. Then the next day I'll watch something on this Today Show of a shark jumping out of the freaking water. I'm like,
Right
yeah,
where
walking
you
on the
were.
beach is not happening
Right.
anymore.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
No freaking way. Like, I love sharks. I think sharks are absolutely incredible. Every time I used to go to Melbourne with my ex, we used to go to the Melbourne Aquarium, and 98% of the time I used to always get like a shark's tooth and stuff, and then it would just, I'd lose it or it would break. And then I realized that half of them were actually just made out of chalk, so it wasn't an actual shark's tooth. So, you know, $50 well spent there. But no,
Have you
I
ever
just, I love all things sharks. I want a shark jaw to hang on my wall. Like,
Ew.
Okay.
massive of it. But you can't, they're heaps expensive, so I can't afford them.
Yeah.
And even if I could, I wouldn't
Yeah.
waste the money. But like, this is something
But you know what? You know what? There may come a time, Tammy, I just want to tell you here, I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent on money. I have not always been in the financial position I'm in today. I am
Yep.
thrilled with the way things are working towards my good at this point in my life. I never would have imagined that I would have had a couple of extra bucks here and there to get coffee or send to a friend or to help this one or that one or whatever. I never imagined I was living less than paycheck to paycheck. I was lucky if I was getting a paycheck, but I want to encourage you to know that whatever situation anyone, Melody, anyone is in, it can change for the better. It can change for the worse, but
oh
it
yeah,
can
it
change for
definitely
the better.
does. I
So
definitely 100% agree with that. What I
Okay.
mean by is that it's too expensive. It's $3,500.
I totally get it. I totally get it. But I never
So
would
that's
have
why I'm saying
thought.
it's way out of my price range. And I would rather spend like, I think
I
I said
totally
this once.
understand.
Yeah, like I heard from a few people that thought that I was like a scammer, beggar, and all that kind of bullshit. But the thing that's really quite ironic, though, is the fact that I don't, as far as I'm aware, I don't beg. I always say to people, if you can help,
Not that I've seen.
the thing's in the description. I don't mention its name now, so then YouTube doesn't take me down. But like, that's people's choice. I don't say, right, Rosalind, you've come into extra money, cough it up.
Right.
Melody, you get paid next month, cough it up. Matt, you've been able to afford to go traveling, cough it up. Jody, you just got whatever happening at work and you got a little bit of extra money, cough it up. I'm not that kind of person.
Give
I
me
don't.
your money.
Yeah, give me your money, bitch. No, I see it as that if I get money after a live or during a live, then that's great. But if I don't, and I can make anyone laugh, have anyone think that their opinion's been, I'm sorry, Melody's opinion hasn't been heard yet, but if people want to have their opinion, my panel is open to that. I don't expect people to flood my PayPal. I don't expect that, and I don't demand it. But the thing is, though, there are times, and there have been times where I have actually needed help, and you as in chat have all come to my rescue with that, and I am so thankful for that. I can't even express how thankful I am. But the thing is, though, when people then turn around and say horrible things when they're there on their channels making money on a case that is done and dusted, that's not something. I don't want to make money on a true crime case, because that any true crime is a tragedy. I don't particularly want to see myself making money on that. I want to see myself making money because I'm doing something that people appreciate, or I'm doing something good that someone is appreciative of, or whatever. I want to be able to make money because I'm doing something that is helping out someone else, not because I'm discussing the tragedy of a crime case.
Right.
And that's my motto. And that's when people go, when you get to 1,000 or whatever, you're going to do members and all that. No, I don't want people to feel as I don't want to do that.
Let's just cross that bridge when we get to it. Don't get ahead of ourselves.
But no, I've said from day one I won't be doing members. I never even thought in a million years I'd get up to 500 subs, let alone just over that or over that. I'm not sure what I am now, but yeah, I don't know. And I said, and I always say, I would rather know that if I'm going to charge, say, $2, I'd rather that $2 go towards, say, a loaf of bread for someone so they can have something to eat in their cupboard per month than put that towards a membership when if I had the full StreamYard.
I totally get it, yeah.
Like I'm on the basic StreamYard where you get a certain amount of hours per month for free. So I'm not going to put myself and do membership where people won't get the best and get me, say, every single day live, because I wouldn't be able to do that. Even if I could do it, I wouldn't. But I don't want people feeling as though they're getting ripped off by me only doing, say, 2 or 1 live a month. It's not worth the membership for them. And I want everybody to feel as though they can type in my chats unless you're blocked, and then you can't. But I want people to feel as though they can voice their opinions in my chats and not feel as though they have to, if I do a members only live, they feel as though they can't voice that. Their opinion's not valid enough for me to hear it. Whereas if I'm not doing membership, it's all good.
Yep.
And I refuse to do it. It doesn't matter if I get to that level where I can, I won't do it. Because I'd rather people know that regardless of what kind of live I'm doing, every opinion's important to me. And then I was asking Melody before, and I keep talking over it when I ask her, going back to what I was talking about in the beginning, what's your opinion on Priscilla Presley, Melody?
Don't like her. I don't like her.
Matt said bye 3 minutes ago. Bye, Matt.
I love how she says that with such a serious tone. I don't like her.
I don't know enough about her to not like her or like her.
Look at did you hear about Prince Harry and Meghan? They're getting a divorce.
Who, sorry?
He only married him for fame. I know it. Soon as she got seen the yep, there's going to be a divorce. That's going to be very interesting, won't it? And she's trying to
sorry, I didn't quite catch who you said.
Harry and Meghan.
Harry and Meghan.
Well, I think that she's in it for the right reasons, but at the same time, she's not. She's very oh yeah, from the royal family. Yeah, I think she's very deceitful.
I don't know that she started that way though. And maybe what happens once you get behind the scene with that family and really see what all is going on behind,
Mm.
that you get disenfranchised or discouraged, or another dis word that's eluding me right now.
Well, I just think that personally, like, if we didn't have like celebrity gossip, would anyone actually like care? Like, I personally think it's great that he did the right thing. You know, he got her pregnant. I don't know if they were married when she was pregnant, but you know, he did the right thing, and now he's actually like he's losing all the respect of Harry's family. He's all losing respect for him, and all this because he followed his heart. Well, hey, Charles followed his heart by marrying his mistress after X amount of years. And that ended up dying down. I don't like Camilla. I just think that she's the kind of person who she tries to insert herself into charities that Princess Diana established. But now she's coming in and going,
Yep, not a clue.
Farah.
Not a clue.
If you ever want to keep a celebrity secret, Rosalind's your woman.
Murder. I don't believe it was.
Melody, I'm having trouble hearing you. Can you get closer to your mic, maybe? I'm sorry, I totally missed that whole thing you were saying.
I believe Diana's death was a murder, not an accident.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree to that too.
I don't think it's a secret.
What about when the rumor came out that the reason that she was murdered is because she was pregnant, but then her personal assistant comes out and goes, she wasn't pregnant. I went out and bought her tampons a few days before she died. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, kudos to you, honey. We didn't need to know that. We did not need to know that Princess Diana used tampons. We did not need to know that. You could just say sanitary supplies. But the thing is, though, honey, would Diana honestly have been wearing white pants if she had her period? I don't think so.
She's a royal. She can wear whatever she wants. Melody, I know you were saying something, but I couldn't hear you.
I probably totally forgot what I was saying.
Sorry. Tammy and I are rather strong personalities. Not that you're not, but we tend to talk over one another and pick up where the other left off and stuff.
Yeah, sorry about that, sweetheart.
And I can see your mouth moving. It's like, oh shit, I should have shut up. And I don't. Tammy is not watching the screens because she's on her phone, so it's hard for her to see that. Oh shit, Melody was trying to say something. Oh my goodness. Sorry.
Oh, so good.
Well, listen, Tammy, it's getting close to a time where I really should think about making a dinner, proper dinner, instead of the wonderful snacks I had at the tea. So I'm going to hop down. Melody, it was good seeing you. Sorry we didn't get to talk a whole lot.
Well, you're welcome up here anytime, Rosalind.
Thank you, Tammy. I'm going to jump down. I'll be in the chat for just a minute or two, but it's been lovely. Thank you so much for having me up here. And Melody,
you're welcome.
Take care of yourself too. Okay?
And know that I love you heaps, honey.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye, darling. Okay. You can now say, so what is it about Priscilla you don't like?
Everything.
Yeah, she's... I love how you just say that with such casualness. Everything. I don't like her. It's like... Oh, no, I just think she's a little bit.
Yeah, she's stubborn, self-centered. She doesn't care about anyone but herself.
Exactly right. I just think that the fact that she's contesting her daughter's the state, it's really quite sad. Because at the end of the day, that's her granddaughter's legacy.
Elvis, she was using her daughter as a pawn.
Mm-hmm. And and the thing is, well, is Elvis, if Elvis wanted her to have any ownership to Graceland or any ownership to his music or his cars or planes or motorbikes or whatever, he would have put that in his will. He would have stated Priscilla Presley has ownership of blah, blah, and blah. But everything was left to Lisa Marie.
And there was a reason for that.
Because Priscilla would. Oh, I can guarantee it. If Priscilla had her way, she would sell Graceland.
Oh, for sure.
She would. But because Graceland was very well known to be owned by the king of rock and roll, she can't, because also it belonged to Lisa Marie. And now that Lisa Marie's gone, it belongs to her 3 daughters. It would have belonged to her son Benjamin as well, but he tragically took his own life 2022, I think. And I don't think Lisa Marie ever recovered from that. It's just sad.
Hmm.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
Did you want to talk away from YouTube? Because I could end the live if you do.
we can if no one's talking. I can't see the chat.
I'm having great difficulty seeing chat. So, all right, I'll wrap this up and I'll give you a call.
I don't know what I'm supposed to push, because last time I did that, I kicked myself out.
No, that's cool. I'll end the live and I'll give you a call, Dale.
Okay.
All right. That way you can tell me what's been happening with your neck of the woods and not on YouTube where everyone can hear it. All right, guys, I am going to wrap this up. I'll probably be back later tonight or maybe later in the week, next week sometime. But until next time, take care of yourselves. If you find anything out about Priscilla that you know that I'm going to have something to say about, please feel free to let me know about it when I come live next. And yeah, so until next time, remember my quote. Oh, did you want to say see to chat, even though you can't see chat?
Hmm?
Did you want to say see ya to the people in chat, even though you can't see chat?
Yeah. I don't know how many people are there or anything, because I don't
Oh,
know
there's
if I'm
only 7
supposed
people in there.
to has
All right. Well, until next time, guys, just remember, be good to yourselves, be good to your loved ones. And if there's someone out there that you care about, even if it's just a little bit, make sure you take the time, which I've got to take my own advice on this, take the time to let them know that you care. If you want to support my channel, the link for that helping my channel is in my description. And if you don't want to, that's fine too. Do not ever feel obligated that you have to, but just remember every cent does help and it will help me. For whatever reason, it will help me. All right, guys. So till next time, take care of yourselves. And until then, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Bye.
Bye.